Kristina here with your Divine Love reading for the week of July 10th through the 16th. Thanks so much for joining me. It is finally happening. New website, new URL, and that is, I've been migrating the whole thing over there for quite a while, and it's not fully developed yet. All of the basics are there. You'll still be able to have access to all of the same services, including the new specials. So, okay, so sorry, I'm that excited about it. First, some of you have already been made aware of this if you follow me on social media. This is the biggest news. I am going to be in London in August, and if you are located in London or in Western Europe, or somewhere nearby there, it is basically the flying around Western Europe seems to be the same price as like taking a cab across London. So if you do find yourself in a position to be in London about the same time that I am, and you would like an in-person healing and or reading, I would love to get together with you. So that link, booking straight away, you book your time and we get all set from there. The other thing, July special, is the Chiron's Key Essence that I told you about last week. And so I've been guided to start making flower elixirs, or excuse me, flower essences and gem essences, and a combination of the two. So I have a new line of flower essences coming out called Gaia Elixirs. And so for now, because of the logistics, for now I only have the Chiron's Key there. This is a really cool elixir. It is tailored specifically to where your Chiron is placed in your natal chart, and it is a combination of flowers and crystal essences or crystal energies that are imprinted onto that elixir to help you deal with what is basically the deepest wound that you carry throughout your life. And I am so thrilled about that. So that information, obviously, down below. Let's just get into the reading, because I can feel my own energy is getting a little wound up, and I need to just kind of come back so we can get into this. All right. So the other crazy thing that happened is with the, during this Chiron retrograde, I am also the last half of the spread is. We're going to deal with one chakra at a time, like, kind of an approach to dealing with any wounding, any deep-seated wounding that's associated with that chakra. And I don't know if you saw last week, then you know that I was using a deck. They were called emotion. It was like the secret language of your emotions, or the language of emotions, or something like that. And I'm not even kidding you. I have looked all over my house. I have no idea. I looked in the bathroom. I looked in my medicine cabinet. I have no idea what happened to this deck. It disappeared. So I pulled some different cards, but we're going to have all the same stuff plus that chakra focus at the end. So yeah, let's go. Here we go. So energies on our side, the Ten of Deserts. Okay, so I'm feeling this. This is, I'm not feeling burdened, but I am feeling like there's a lot going on. And so for those of us interacting with this video, yeah, you've got a lot on your plate right now. And it's, it's taking up a lot of your energy in ways that you're kind of distracted from just all of the stuff with your partner. Or if you've been really attending to your partner, then you're probably like the business of your life is starting to pile up and you need to get back to it. Okay. So, as heavy as the card is, the Ten of Deserts, this is like the Ten of Wands. I just really, it still feels like, okay, there's a lot going on, but it's an exciting kind of thing. Did we have this card last week? This just feels like, after you've been training, like if any of you are athletes out there, if you've ever done any hard training, what seems difficult at the very, very beginning obviously gets easier and easier the more you work at it. And I feel like this is probably about 75% of the audience now. That's why I was like, this doesn't feel that heavy. This feels like people who've been doing all of their work this whole time and like really, just going inward and doing all that heavy lifting, like in addition to sort of the day-to-day stuff. I feel like this is an indication and a kudos from the universe, from your guides telling you good job, this is getting easier. Like that might not have been even movable when you started, and you probably might have wanted to give up at certain points, especially early on. But because you kept on working at it, you're able to move all of this. And that's really cool. I just think that's really exciting. I don't know. And but also, if you've got some obligations that are piling up, you might need to go and take a look at those things. All right. Drawing us out of alignment this week. This is interesting. This is the Ace of Force, and usually I love this card. This is such a positive card. And I think, yeah, I think that the ways that these two work together is, I mean, it's kind of like my website. I've been working on it for like 6 weeks, and I wouldn't unfurl it. And there's not that much different between, you know, it's been kind of the same way for a little while. And it was like, you know, it's not going to be perfect just because I was tinkering and, you know, it's like, no, just release it already. And I can add things as we go and make it like a weekly special or something like that as we go along. So, so this Ace of Force as an energy that's pulling us out of alignment is placing too much weight on, like, you know, acorns grow oak trees. And oak tree, I mean, this is a long-standing, multi-generational, enduring tree. And when we're planting something, if we get ourselves too wound up or too wrapped up in this is permanent, I can't change it, oh my gosh, I need to make sure it's everything, then the acorn never gets planted at all. So it's like, no, just plant it. And then if you need to move it, you'll know if you need to move it while it's still a sapling. You know, it'll be fine. Just, you know, just get things moving, get things underway. Take a little of that pressure off of yourself to have everything exactly just right. That's what makes this acorn feel like the whole tree already. I have to laugh too. It's totally full of swearing and all of this stuff, but especially if you've been following me on Instagram, I don't swear all that much on Instagram, but Sarah Silverman has this little bit about squirrels and how basically they're cokeheads who think that everybody wants to get their acorns. And I just have to laugh because I think this is also a little note to me about, like, as much as I love my time in the morning hanging out with the squirrels, I tend to get very distracted by them. And I was reviewing last week's video, and I'm looking out the window because every time something moves, I'm looking for my squirrels. And so, you know, for me personally, this is like, yeah, getting distracted by squirrels. I mean, it's kind of literally that, but then also, you know, the vibration that I'm in had been about, like, oh, it has to be all ready and has to be all perfect. And if it's not, then, oh my gosh, you know, and it was just like, oh my gosh, just put it out there already, and you can tinker with it as you go, as necessary, you know? Okay. So I hope that wasn't just to talk about myself. I hope that you can see, like, a real concrete example. Like, I'm going through my stuff too, and I hope that you can recognize maybe some ways that you might be doing the same kind of thing to yourself that, you know, that really just puts way more burden on you than is necessary. Okay. And what's bringing us into alignment? See? Strength. Oh my gosh. Okay. I love when this happens. I mean, it's like these two cards clarify the center card in exactly the way I was just talking about. So at the beginning, it's hard. We're dealing with a lot of stuff, but when we are in alignment, we recognize our strength. We recognize our healing and our progress. The strength card to me is a divine healer card. And, you know, the elephant especially, they tend to hold on to a lot of deep emotions, a lot of grief. Elephants hold on to grief for a very long time. And I feel like, you know, for having this card showing up in the drawing us into alignment, you know, kind of helping us out energy, this is a card that is acknowledging all of the work that we're doing, and, you know, wow, and just, I like that this is a transformation that is not the butterfly transformation. Don't get me wrong, I love butterflies. I think it's a really apt and super awesome animal, or, you know, spirit totem. But there's something about the elephant because they, they grieve and they hold all of that emotion, and there's all of that they're carrying with them. But they also, they aren't just that forever. They don't have to do this massive transformation and turn into something else to still be a healed animal. I've got a lot of these like animal sanctuary kinds of like pages in my feed, and it's just really, these animals, like, even if they're carrying a lot of stuff for like decades and decades, when that time comes and they're finally freed, or they're finally, released, transferred from the circus into the sanctuary, it's like they recognize it, and they don't go, no, I'm healed, or like, no, I'm a wounded animal, I'm going to continue to be wounded. They don't grasp and like clasp on to their woundings. They go, oh my God, this is so much better. I have no idea what this is, but I know it's good. And they just go with it. And that's where, this just feels really good. I feel like this is a pretty significant portion of the audience too. I know some people are still struggling with some things, and it's, just because, we all just have stuff, and everyone's on, slightly different timeline, though I think that, kind of the group that watches these videos is moving forward, most, it's like, if there's a big mass, then obviously the people in the very front of it are going to get there before the people in the way back of the pack, but they're all kind of moving together. So that's what's going on our side this week. Now, moving to the counterparts side, the energy currently surrounding them is the Four of Forests. Given what else came out, this is another week where I think that there's a very high likelihood of really heartfelt and open communication. I know that, like eggs and nests, these need to be protected, and, eggs are fragile, but, okay, here's why I think here's all of the message that I'm getting. So the teal here on these robin's eggs, that's throat chakra. The green all around here is the heart chakra. And then the twigs that form the nest, this brown, that's the grounded earth energy. I mean, it's all earth energy, but it's about moving all of the spiritual energy, like everything that's going on in 5D, it's coming, like everything that everybody has known, their higher selves have known, and they know that they're getting nudged, and they know that there's their intuition, and they, up to this point maybe have continued to ignore it. It's like, it's final, like these are still eggs, so, I think, some of you, like that lead, kind of head of the pack, front of the pack, is going to get a message this week, or really heartfelt communication this week. Some of the people who are kind of later in the pack, these eggs have only just been laid, okay? But the idea, or the seeds have only just been planted. The idea, though, is that things are in place. Things are really getting into place. Oh, whoa. It feels, oh wow, this feels amazing, you guys. Like I said, I don't want to I can't, this is a general reading, so it may not happen for everybody, but wow. This is a really big energy of rebirth first. Rebirth, but it's a rebirth that is negotiated. Like co-created and negotiated between the partners. So it's not like all of a sudden the person, your counterpart doesn't like, boom, wake up. I hate when we talk about like somebody being asleep. Everybody's awake, all right? But it's like they finally go, wow, okay, you know what? Like they really, it's like their conscious awareness gets into alignment with their will. That's why this is important. And they start to think about like, okay, I think this is, like they really get pushed toward, this is what I want. And when they reach out, it is a negotiation between the partners. So what I was getting at is they don't wake up one day and then show up on your doorstep all healed and fixed and ready to go, all perfect in a package, in a neat little package with a bow. It's like, they're going to come to you sort of tentatively and, kind of unsteady on their feet, and saying things like, I want this. I have no idea how to make this work, but I can't keep denying it. I can't keep running away from it. This will not leave me alone. And at that point, that's why this is actually better, because it will be a co-negotiation between the two of you, where then, of course, you on your side will have to be very clear about what your intentions are and what you want out of a healed relationship with this person, or a relationship that continues along a healing path where you walk together on it. Sorry, I'm like, because what I want, like, almost telepathic, going, do you feel it? Do you see what I'm saying? Sorry, yeah. So that feels really awesome. Yeah, okay. Pulling them out of alignment. And don't worry, this is going to be brief. So, I mean, there's still a decision-making process, and there's a little bit of, this is the Two of Skies. This is the skies, is swords, it's intellect. Excuse me, it's intellect, it's logic. And there is a temptation to rationalize themselves out of, reaching out to you because of fear. Like, they can't see this bat is blind. It can't see what's happening, but you know what? Bats have sonar. And oh, yeah. And you know what else draws them out of alignment? When they want to rely solely on the energetic connection, their ability to communicate with you intuitively. And so for as long as they continue to sort of indulge the energy side door of the connection with you, that will draw them out of alignment, because that's not fair. That's basically, it's like stealing your energy. Okay, so so that's that's an energy that's pulling them out. But ready, pulling them into alignment. It's the Two of Seas, the Two of this is like the Two of Cups. It is them following the lead of the feminine within themselves. Whether that's, if you, I know that there are readers and individuals who identify as the divine feminine or the divine masculine, and as you know, I really adhere to all parties have both within them, and it's sort of the negotiation of bringing them both into balance, a process of, one leading at different times, and each one, and it's not like a fixed thing. It's like, depending on what energies are happening, like one might need to come into the foreground a little bit more, and then, recede depending on how things change. And so for them this week, it is about following the divine feminine within themselves, as well as if it is their partner, or the divine feminine as embodied by their partner. But they are, this is such good news for this. I mean, the colors even are, it's like, this is 3D communication. And so this being negotiation, and this being them being willing to follow the lead. So this really will be a negotiation. So, really get come into some serious stillness with this, because like and the goal, your purpose in coming into that stillness is, wow, if I get everything I want with this person, what does it look like? What do I feel like? How do they feel in the relationship? There will be none of this, like, being anxious about, well, what if they go back to their old habit? It's like, no, the negotiation is, hey, all that stuff that never worked for us before, we have to both leave it behind, including the ways that you responded, reacted, co-created, that whole previous dynamic. Both parties have to let go of the things that they were contributing to a relationship that had failed previously. Okay. You guys, I'm so excited. Okay. I'm so sorry. I hope that's not annoying. Okay. Anyway, I hope that you can just be with me in just this really super joyful energy. It feels fantastic, and I would love to gift it to all of you. If only with our co-presence through the screen. Okay. The chakra card. Sorry, I was pulling the wrong one. No. What am I? Oh, gosh. Okay. So the chakra, yes, the chakra card this week is Oh, I am doing these. I'm doing these like crazy out of order, but this is the way it is. So we're moving to the sacral chakra this week. I think this is so amazing that money is coming up in the sacral, because this is about abundance, prosperity thinking. I think it's very interesting that what is coming up in the sacral is not, it is not sexual stuff, which is usually, like that's the big one. And oftentimes money, this is so fascinating. Money is housed in the root chakra. And it matters that they're showing money with that this card has associated money with the sacral, because it says finances, power, generosity, and abundance. The sacral is our creative center. And this is about you generating your own prosperity, your own abundance, really releasing any lack mentality. If you have been struggling with finances, this is where you get into super, like you can tell when you're in alignment. This is my friend Leah told me this. You can tell when you're in super alignment because you can manifest things really quickly. And this is, I mean, when did my last video go up? On Wednesday or Thursday? Yeah, I think it went up on Wednesday. And this matters too, because this is how I'm going to London. On Wednesday night, I had a crazy dream and I've been having this a little bit recurring, but Wednesday night I had a crazy dream that was like, you got to go to London. And I was like, okay, I would love to. And then the very next night I had another dream just as intense, you got to go to London. And I was like, you know what, universe, I would love to. Would you give me some money to make that happen? Because I live pretty modestly. I'm a teacher, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I can't just like go jetting off to around the world until I do, because I'm not even kidding you. 12 hours later, the money showed up. And I was like, are you serious? Because I even put out to the universe. I was like, I know that I'm supposed to go to London, and I know that I'm going to go. I have no idea how it's going to happen. But if I really am supposed to go and it is part of my divine purpose, then the universe will make it so the money shows up. And then it did. And I'm still, you see why I'm so giddy? And again, and super excited to be able to be like, oh my gosh, and I know that I have like followers and subscribers who are on that, in that part of the world, and I could meet them, and this will be exciting. So, like, I mean, sorry, I'm just so, oh God, okay, let me just, yeah, the energy's big. There's big manifestation energy going on right now. And actually tonight's full moon, it's an 888 portal, because it is, oh gosh, what is it? Because there was 7/7, and that's an abundance. That was an abundance day, and that was the day that I got the money. And tonight, and I don't remember how they got to this. I saw somebody, another intuitive, posted something about it being like 888, and I think it's because it's July 8th, and the 17 makes it an 8, and I don't know how they get there with the July part, because that's a 7. But regardless, it's another, like this is a big ol' honkin' abundant time. So that energy is working in your favor right now. I mean, and it's like you could and I feel like this has more to do with manifesting, like not just money, but like, what do you want in your life? And, cause it's coming in, like the universe is standing like just off stage, just out of the frame with this big platter of everything you need, everything you want, and more. And if you can clear out that part of you, or really tap in, I wouldn't say that I had like a block there, but I wasn't tapping into my manifesting abilities. Because I was busy doing other stuff, right? I mean, but like once I get called, I'm like, oh, well, let me get serious about that. And then boom, it happened. But this is the message for you. It's like, if you are, if we're, those of us who are engaging with this video, we're all, we've got access to a very similar energy resonance. And I'm just saying, like, if I could do this, then clearly there's a bunch of you who are like needing to do the same thing. Okay, like the universe wants to make sure that you know that you, like if you have an inkling about something, like, oh, I wish I could, that next part of you that might be tempted to go, oh, but I could never, don't even go there. Just go, yeah, I know I'm supposed to do it, so obviously I'm going to. And then you open up your arms big and wide and let the universe rain down its abundance and prosperity upon you. Okay, pretty big, great card, right? Wow. Okay, and you know, I think is also pretty cool is I couldn't find that emotion deck, so they had me just pull 2 other cards. And again, this doesn't feel like, it's not challenges, it's not associated with this, it's just, it's another reiteration of this, bringing what is, so it's, sorry, it's sacred union, it's this tree. And I would say that the sacred union is pointing to the etheric bond, okay? This is spiritual bond, spiritual union, the connection you share with your counterpart. And then there's earth connection, and that's, you know, the 3D. And so the fact that these 2 cards came out together, it's like, I mean, this is the big theme for the week. Here is bringing in all this heart stuff and starting to communicate and negotiate. How do we do this in real life? This is, I have mission with the universe. I have a soul purpose. How do I make this happen in real life? And the universe delivers so that things can happen in the earth plane. And then here it is. There's big important stuff that, you know, sacred unions, people who are meant to be in connection with one another. It is also you and or us with our, like the whole, I mean, the counterpart too. It is like the collective we that has a soul purpose and is meant to do good in this world, and are being given the tools this week to bring it into like material reality. It's awesome. Okay, so the energy between the partners this week, like I said, the message, this is it says positive news, positive outcome. I like this. Also feels like a resurrection card to me. I mean, that dove floating up in that with this like stream of light, these different orbs. This feels like resurrection. If you've had an absent partner, if you've had, you know, if you'd given up on somebody or something you thought was really on its just done, you know, the ones where it's, you know, they're not meant, they really will just kind of stay, their vibration's going to keep them away. But the ones that have been teetering and they've got that nudge, they're really, you know, that undeniable pull. Get ready this week. I mean, and actually they're telling me, I mean, they're saying that this can last for the next 2-ish weeks. This possibility for real communication. I'm thrilled. That's great. I know that a lot of you have been waiting for that for a really, really long time. To kind of, stop using the energy side door and getting down to like, well, no, let's negotiate this. I don't know what to do with it either. I don't have all the answers either, but we can figure it out together. And even if we don't know where we're going, well, we can navigate together, you know, and if we need to turn around and come back and backtrack and choose a new path together, we can do that too. So it's awesome. All right, Bowie card. These are the original lyrics to Ashes to Ashes, which again, it's, you know, it's the things dying off, things coming back. And, you know, let me just show you so you can see what it is. You know, so it's like it's a photo of a piece of notebook paper that David Bowie had written all of the lyrics on, or the first draft, or whatever, at whatever stage this was in. But they showed me, they just directed my eyes just straight to this line. They got the message from the Action Man, I'm happy, hope you're happy too. And, oh wait, you know what? Let me read the whole thing because, wow, oh my gosh, okay. It's just this verse. This is the one that they want. So they got a message from the Action Man. I'm happy. Hope you're happy too. I've loved all I've needed love, sort of details following. So they're gonna, when this first contact happens again, there's gonna be a little bit of, like, you're not gonna really want to know, but they're gonna tell you kind of the stuff that they've been up to, and it's gonna be stuff that really hurts your heart a little bit. I'm sorry to break that to you, but I mean, small price to pay, I think, considering what so many of you have been waiting for. But what I think is really important, it's like, it's the message from the action man. It's like, here's the message from action. The sacral chakra is action. And it's like basically it's the bottom three chakras, but especially the bottom two together, sacral with root, getting grounded, taking action, doing stuff. I got a message from the action man. Hope you're happy. I'm happy. Hope you're happy too. And even if they're kind of struggling still, I don't know why. This doesn't actually help you. But they are like, actually, this is the one that they want you to be looking at a lot, is this is about message, action, doing, things happening in the real world, not this energy stuff. Obviously it comes from there, or it's driven by that. But that's like, everybody has been kind of in the desert of energy for a little bit, and nothing has been happening in the 3D, or whatever has been happening in the 3D has been tough. Okay. So this is a time where things really start to come into alignment with one another. I am super excited about this. Please tell me. Okay, so usually I ask you, like, oh, show me what Bowie stuff comes up for you. And so many of you have been so lovely sending me your Bowie messages. They've been awesome. And some of them have been Bowie messages for me, which was like crazy. Oh my God, this is another Bowie message for everyone. On Thursday, Thursday of last week. Thursday of last week was the 45th anniversary of David Bowie premiering Starman. He performed it on Top of the Pops, and every place where I saw this, all of the sources quoted the same exact line, which was, I had to phone someone, so I picked on you, which is totally this message card. It is this. It is also, in a lot of ways, this. I got a message from the action man. Things are starting to move in real life. We're going to get some 3D confirmation of a lot of things. And, negotiating, realize that you are a co-creator. Both of you have a say, which means that you need to leave room for your partner to voice what their needs and desires are. But also, and this is for some of you who might have a little trouble with the solar plexus chakra, you also need to be able to voice yours. Like, your needs and desires are also getting equal footing, equal airing with your partner during the negotiation, because you're not going to be happy if they get to dictate the whole thing. Because, and frankly, that was probably a pattern that existed before, and you were kind of like always maneuvering and adapting, and that's great. You're emotionally and spiritually agile, but you're not meeting your own needs, and so that's not going to serve you. Like, that's not a recipe for lasting anything, really, except for maybe chaos. Okay, so there it is. That's the reading for the week. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so if you're in London, Western Europe, book with me. I would love to get together for readings, or the healing part. I'm still waiting to hear back on a space that would be more appropriate for healings, but I'm totally set for doing readings. And then the Chiron's key. So what comes with that is you get an elixir that is a combination of gems and flower essences that are specific to what your Chiron natal placement is. You get a 5-page description and report about your Chiron, the wound that you carry, and some strategies for addressing it, how your elixir helps you address that. And then also a really cool, a little key pendant, which I don't have handy. They're all different sizes, and I'll choose the one that feels appropriate for whatever your Chiron placement is, and I will also charge that with energy, and that is something that you can keep with you all the time when you know, if you're not a person who carries like essences around with you, but you can have, you know, you can put it on your key ring, or, you know, like kind of literally on your key ring, or wear it as a pendant, keep in your pocket, something like that. So that is really cool and exciting. I'm so excited to be able to be giving that part to you. The other thing is I am starting on a limited basis to do phone sessions again, both for healings and readings. It takes a little bit of doing, so if you're not in, you know, in North America, or that, you know, like that portion of the time zones, it takes a little bit more doing, and so that might be, just be aware of that being the case. But I'm seeing that that's probably going to happen a lot more often. Like I will be booking more of those after I get back from London in August. So that's on the horizon, and that's kind of exciting. I'm thrilled that I'll be able to do that. To be offering that on a more regular basis. Similarly, they're like, nope, don't let that one out of the bag yet. Okay, so that's plenty. Oh, this also, if you go into my shop on that, on the new website, I am also doing like spring summer cleaning on my tarot deck collection. And so there are a whole bunch of barely used. These are a lot of decks that I was drawn to, and then once I started working with them, I just couldn't. I don't know. They just weren't for me, or they had a limited lifespan with me. So they're all very gently used. Some of them have literally been shuffled once and then gone, oh, I guess that wasn't really my thing. So that is also really exciting. So if you want to get some cheap decks, those are there too, that are basically brand new. And there's a couple of independent decks in there too that are, you know, so get them while you can. All right, everybody, thanks so much. Again, love you lots. Clicky, click, click, click. All right, see you next week. Bye-bye.